So anyway, this is the race that caused a lot of controversy. So Pit Max on pole there in like this turquoise-ish coloured car. John W207 in the blue car, lightish blue compared to Dusty, who's in the dark blue car. OTG's in the light green, James said 14's in the dark green, and I am in the white car. Anyway, so... And look, there we go, Dusty and me, we get a jump start, because I completely forgot about that, because I've been playing a lot of F1 2014 recently, and now we start to get underway, and we are miles, I think maybe a few thousand miles, in fact, behind the leaders, as I start this race, I start to notice that look how much drifting and how much car control I have to put on there just through a hairpin corner, and that's only at the start of the race. And I really did actually notice it during when I was going through hairpin bends there, so I kept drifting all the time, and I didn't know why. So coming through the tunnel there, James at 14, he goes a bit wide, so I pull off an opportunistic move to try go and take that position, but then he comes and gets a better exit. Or actually, he took more speed through that chicane, really, and he got the move done, and that's nice and clean. So I think the first few laps were okay, but then it started to get a bit nasty, as you'll soon and shortly find out. So yeah, this is quite a nice bit where you fly over there, and I think OTG messed that bit up anyway, and he spun out, and I get past Dusty there, and he is known for, you know, of course, in Australia, a lot of connection problems there, but I managed to get by, I think, a little touch, but nothing as bad as it will get shortly afterwards. So yeah, and you can really tell the difference between me and OTG, how much of a better line he can take through the corners, because compared to me, because my car keeps sliding for some reason. But anyway, so we're coming through now, so this will be starting the third lap now, and I managed to get past James Head here, but we were side by side coming through this, and look, we were jumping together, and there's bound to be some kind of collision. Dusty gets involved in and he has a bit of a fishtail, and look at that. It steps out like crazy. I don't know why he just keeps on doing that, but it was quite fun anyway, but I really didn't want to do that. I mean, for entertainment purposes, this is quite good, but, you know, this is a race. You know, it's kind of who can do the best drifts or whatever. And, anyway, so, by the way, this is a Honda something X something anyway. I'm not quite sure what kind of car it is, but so we come through the tunnel here, and because for some reason everyone else seems to be a lot faster through this chicane, and yeah, I get overtaken there by James Head 14, and there's a bit of contact there, but it's a very narrow track, so that's bound to be the case if you want to go 2 by 2 through that corner. And anyway, so I make a very silly move there, but it actually paid off fantastically for me. I caught James Head sleeping there, but I think OTG managed to get the cutback and he's ahead, so opportunistic there. So then, coming through, getting a good exit now, and I'm going to overtake OTG, who's leading the I4C Championship at the moment, and we go side by side through here, and I managed to get the move done, and he has a bit of a wobble there, and he slows down and he goes wide actually, so yeah, that's a good move that I did during this race. Considering my pace is awful, considering this happens all the time, and had to go really deep into this corner, which which really affected me because you're bound to go onto the grass, and that just, you know, put me into a drift even more. Well, all the other cars still have so much traction. It's crazy. So the reason why I'm doing this analysis is because many people think, well, you know, why did you do this? Why did you do that? I'm just explaining this through. So yeah. Anyway, so pit mat. Look, they're just there. So I wasn't actually doing too bad. So fly through this. OTG is trying to get past me because I've got horrible pace as well as horrible traction, and he tries to make a move down here, and I have to admit that I didn't see him there. So and actually, only looking back now, I could only see, you know, now I can actually see it was there, but on my screen it wasn't. So anyway, I kind of tried to hang in on here, but it didn't really work out. I tried to go wide and cut back in, but I went too wide. And now the rest of the people, look, there's James there trying to find a way by. And he forces himself there into a mistake. And Dusty spins out. I don't know what happened there, but I think that's mainly down to some kind of connection problem anyway. So again, drifting for some reason. Why this keeps on happening, I don't know. There we go, look at that. I mean, puts on a great show for the spectators, but they're not even real. They're just, you know, computer generating. People just clap all the time, even if there's a huge accident right in front of them. And they just wave at people. So James said, I think this is the moment where he kind of, well, he tries to overtake here, but I don't think it works. No, it doesn't. But he tries to get a better exit. And, well, actually, I did say I had bad pace, but without all the drifting, I could have been right there. Look, I am actually right behind OTG. And James said, oh, okay. Again. See, when I accelerate out that corner, I'm thinking, oh, yeah, okay. And I think I caught the barrier in the way, even though it's just like a bit of tape there. It acts like a barrier on this game. I got stuck there, so I lost the position anyway. So even though I may have kind of forced him slightly off, still he managed to get in the place. So yeah, and then he just loses it there. Nothing to do with me because I was way behind anyway, thanks to my mistake. And we continue on. Great little straight there with the bump. So I'm gonna try and catch up to OTG even with my drifting and that. So coming around this corner. And now you probably start to notice what I'm talking about. How it only drifts around hairpin corners. I managed to control it through this one, the long right-hander, because that's although it was quite tricky, because I had to kind of brake even more than everyone else would usually do, and that's why I kind of lost an advantage through the through that small chicane before this corner that you're seeing now. So people start to go into the pits, and yeah, Matt completely loses his I think he spun out or something, trying to go into the pits after that big bump. And I forced my way through there. He was just recovering anyway, and he tried to get back on the racing line when I was coming through, and there was a bit of contact there, but anyway. So I continue on my way, and I'm thinking, wow, this is good, and I'm in the lead. You know, I could win this race perhaps. You know, not realising where everyone else was, and of course I wasn't thinking that. Basically what happened is I was going on a different strategy to everyone else. I was trying to maybe, you know, have a few laps where I'm in clean air and see what happens. So everyone else is going to dive into the pits now. There you go. You just saw the back end there. There we go. In the back of the shot, Dusty and Pit Matt pull into the pits, and you can see on your map 2 cars there going off into the distance. I'm just going to forward it here. Because you can see lap 12. I'm in the lead. Lap 13. Comfortably in the lead. I'm still in the lead, and people are telling me to come to the pits, but I'm ignoring this because I'm on a different strategy. I'm pitting late into this race, and you can't really force anyone to pit at the exact same time because that's unfair anyway. And James said he's been unlapped, and he stops right in front of me. And that's quite dangerous there, and I was quite annoyed by that, so I kind of put him into a bit of a half spin in a way, just to tell him to stop doing that, you know. He stopped right in front of me, and that's it. But then he starts pushing me off there, and punting me right into the pits. And why would he do that? And I'm forced to go into the pits now anyway. And I was going to pit lap 15, but lap 14 would do anyway. So I'm into the pits now anyway. And I rejoin in 6th place, right behind James Head. But I've lost a lot of position now because of that spin. And I'm heading through the tunnel now. And I'm like, oh no, right, this is going to be quite hard to catch up. And then, whoa! And suddenly everyone stops. And there's a bit of carnage going on. I didn't realise what was going on here, but actually what they were doing is let everyone catch up and have a bit of a grid start here. So everyone's now in the, I think they said like go on 1 minute 5 seconds. So we did, and we went away. Oh no, it was 16 minutes, that's it, not 1 minute 5 because it's my lap time. So anyway, the race has been restarted. There I am. And OTG goes a bit wide here, and I think, well, whoa, I could get the move. And he pushes me, watch this. He pushes me there. I have a fishtail, I spin out. What can I do about that? Now, in the next part, I'm going to review this accident, because this is quite a defining moment in this race. I'm just going to rewind it to here, where the incident unfolded, okay, and you'll see more of that in the next part. See you there.